figure reviews, toy hunts, unboxing and rankings, unboxing and displays, etc. All right. Welcome back to Trolls Toys. This week's toy haul, episode 63. And these first pickups come via way of Whatnot from a Kismar Collectibles, who always love his show when he's doing it and get some decent deals. So we were able to get Retro Card, Rafael Zap Melendez. So that makes us 3 for 3 on the Zap Crazy Legs and the female Crimson Guard, finding all 3 of them and them arriving before the ones that we pre-ordered from Hasbro Pulse arrive. Go figure. But we picked up Zap. Right. Also, couldn't resist another copy of Crystal Ball. This would have made number 3, but I did sell my second copy of Crystal Ball on Whatnot myself. So we do have 2 copies now. We have him displayed with this like Cthulhu head sculpt or whatever the hell it's called. And we're going to display him with his regular head sculpt now. We picked up Cassandra Nova from the Deadpool and Wolverine wave, primarily because I like this effect piece here. Right. Once again, quite the deal on her. Like save $5 or $6 off a retail price. So we also picked up Series 123, Nikki Bella. Not the best figure, in all honesty. The face sculpt is kind of suspect. But, yeah, added Nikki. These all came from Kismar Collectibles. We got Street Fighter, Jada Toys, Akuma. Could not resist picking Akuma up. And the last purchase in the show, he was mint on card, but the seller did say, if you select this figure, then I'm going to have to take him out of the package. But this is Marvel Retro Card, and it's Kingpin, but it's Big Boy Kingpin. Right, this guy right here. Big beefy boy Kingpin, who does come with an alternate head sculpt as well. Wilton Fisk, I think. Hell, I always get tongue tied. But Big Boy Kingpin, couldn't resist, and he said he's like, I'm gonna take him off card. I was like, that's fine, because I'm gonna open him anyway. Wilson Fisk, there we go. Shit. Wish he would have came with another alternate hand, but I guess he didn't. I didn't pay attention to that. So he's got sort of a battle damaged head sculpt on right there, or a cleaner one, which we'll use. But we also picked up the Marvel Legends, not this week, but in a prior haul. So I think his hands will work. We had this Kingpin in black that we got a couple of weeks back. So, yeah. And then we have Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin Marvel Legend, or you know, movie version, but a much smaller figure. So happy to add. You know me, I love the beefy boys. All right, coming in via way of one of our favorite stores, Legends Video Games and More in Granby, Massachusetts. We went back out, saw Chris, did some physical media and figure trades, and we were able to pick up this Deathstrike DC Rebirth Frostbite Edition. It's basically Deathstroke Shambles. It's basically like a translucent or obviously Frostbite edition of Deathstroke. So you know me and some translucent figures. I love them. So we picked it up. We also picked up a NECA figure. It comes to life. Boris Karloff as the Mummy. Actually didn't have a mummy in the Monsters display. It is black and white Mummy, but that's okay. I think that works well. I mean, Mummy is just going to be white anyway. So we were able to pick up Boris Karloff as the Mummy. And you can see the prices at Legends are always great. And not big on this game, but I did just like the look of this Overwatch Zarya figure. It's like a very well armored female figure, short hair. Sort of reminds me of like a muscular version of like Tirana from G.I. Joe. But I'm thinking this weapon just looked too badass to pass up. And $10. So those came in from Legends Video Games and More in Granby. So adding 3 more figures to the collection. We did go back out to Rietta Ranch Flea Market in Hubbardston, Massachusetts on Sunday. I bought mostly DVDs and Blu-rays, the physical media, but the only figure that we picked up from Rietta Ranch on Sunday was this AMC, The Walking Dead. It's a larger scale McFarlane, and it's Daryl Dixon, who is one of my favorite. Actually, Norman Reedus is and Daryl is my favorite character on the show. So to get him for $10 at the flea market, I mean, it was a deal I couldn't pass up. McFarlane's, especially the Walking Dead figures, usually not the best. He looks more statuesque than but that's okay, right? Price is right, and it's Norman Reedus as Daryl Dixon in action figure form. Gotta do it. All right, we also went to the Grafton Flea Market in Grafton, Massachusetts on Sunday after Rietta Ranch, where we picked up quite a few figures and some more physical media. But we got Maz Kanata. I'm going to butcher that name, but you know, the little pub owner or whatever it was from the newer Star Wars movies. And we got this dude. I don't have any idea who he is, but he just looks kind of cute. From the Skeleton Crew, Neil Atine. I don't know. 2 Black Series figures for $15. You know, couldn't pass it up. And then we also picked up some older Jax female wrestling figures. We got Deborah McMichael, and these are 2 for $5 from the Grafton Flea Market. So we got Deborah McMichael, we got China in black, we got China in blue, and then I got a better copy of the Sable figure that I already had, who I'm digging out of the bag here. So I had this Sable already, but mine's missing this front hair piece. So those 4 lady figures, $10. Yeah, we couldn't go wrong. Like I said, older school Jax figures. Deborah takes a spill. That's okay though. And then we picked up 4 Hasbro figures as well, which I'm not really into the older Hasbros, but these 4, once again, 2 for $5. So his action doesn't work, but we got Superfly Jimmy Snuka, and he's pretty clean otherwise. Had to get the Hot Rod Roddy Piper. And then we got Axe, we got Smash, we got the newest members of the WWE Hall of Fame. And one's in a bag and one's not, so we'll get them out. But we got Demolition. So happy to add quite a few Lucy's. So total expenditure, 10, 20, $35 for all these figgies. It was a deal I couldn't pass up at the Grafton Flea Market in Grafton, Massachusetts. Oh, and I should say these are all from the same vendor. So thank you, Jason, for the deals. All right, carrying on. More pickups from Whatnot from Green Sanchez. Thank you, my friend. We got Mean Gene Okerlund. I believe this is the basic that's in the 2-pack with Mean Gene and Mania Hogan that I passed up on like 2 years ago. Probably should have bought it then. Would have been way cheaper, but wanted Mean Gene in the collection. So here he is. Also coming in from Green Sanchez is WWE Superstars Tatanka, Tatanka and the Hart Foundation is who I was missing from the Superstars line. That's why we went into his show. He located Tatanka for us and sold him to us. So that was cool. And then I've been looking for this. I believe this is the Monday Night Wars China. And somebody had basically stolen their Build-A-Figure part, but we didn't care about that anyway. I just wanted the figure. So that came in from Green Sanchez as well. So she's obviously minty new. And then we got a more articulated version of Deborah McMichael. So we picked up these 4 figures on Whatnot from Green Sanchez. So that's always cool to find things that we like and that we need. Like I definitely have been on the hunt for Tatanka. Yes, I know this is random. Maybe not technically a toy, but it's dollhouse furniture. I found this for 50 cents at Kevin's Barnyard Flea Market in Granby, Massachusetts after our trip to Legends. So I thought I could use it in one of my action figure displays for sure. Coming in from Wal-Mart, North Oxford, Massachusetts, we got our third Chronicles figure. I found Scareglow at a Wal-Mart. I ordered King Grayskull from Mattel Creations, and now we have the new upcoming movie He-Man. So happy to add that. Coming in via trade with our buddy Toledo Jr., we traded a WWE Ultimate Edition figure for this McFarlane Collector Edition Lobo. I don't know who Lobo is, but he just looked too badass for me not to have in my collection. And then, not that I need to show you, but finally arriving from Hasbro Pulse. This should be my pre-order of those 3 retro cards that you've seen in prior hauls already. The female Crimson Guard, Crazy Legs, and Zap. So we'll get it open and find out, but that's what it should be. And indeed, that's what it is. But I just find it slightly wild that we found him like 3 weeks ago, her like 2 weeks ago, and he came in this week. We found them all from vendors in the wild or on whatnot before we even got our pre-orders. I mean, I guess the pre-order guarantees that we get them, but damn, what's up with that? But anyways, now I have a copy of each one of these to open, which is also handy because I wanted to open all of these anyway. So as always, that's been Trolls Toys. I truly appreciate you watching my videos, and we'll see you soon. Peace.